Hey everybody, this is Rock Queens, everyone, coming at you live from my headquarters in Rock, Oklahoma. How's it going? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And it's going to be a very contrite and somber Tuesday. This whole stream is going to be in honor of Mikayla Raines. She had a YouTube channel on here called SaveAFox. She had a fox sanctuary. She had an animal rescue sanctuary for foxes and other animals and all that. So I feel like it's very poignant that I say something about this. First of all, if you are struggling with suicidal thoughts, homicidal thoughts, you're in a crisis with your depression, anxiety, panic attacks, please dial 988. I know the phone's, heavy at times, but please dial 988. You can always talk to me in the chat here. I've been in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. I'm a recovery warrior, guys. I will help you in any way I can. Just take my hand, and I will go along with you on your journey. Like I said, if you can't talk to me in the chat or whatever and stuff, please dial 988, or please call somebody that you can confide in, or even go to your nearest hospital, because a lot of them have psychiatric emergency services, and if you don't know how to get to the hospital, maybe through your loved ones, your friends or whatever, you can always call 911 and just explain to them the situation, and they will send you to the hospital. Anyway, this stream was so important, guys, that I actually brought out my tablet. Outside, really important stream, I had to bring my tablet. And it's like 90-something degrees out still. And I'm spent like a... Alright. You know how important these topics are to me. I don't do this stream for the clicks, for the views, for 15 minutes of fame. I don't do this for the money. I do it to educate people and to support people. Because I'm going to tell you right now, guys, okay, this world needs it. My message has to get out there. ban messages like prison, Papa Roach, Coachili. Their messages have to be out there too, to send a message of hope and light, that whatever anybody goes through, we're an army, okay? Not just the Queen's Light Brigade. We are an army that will get the message out any way we can. The world's getting darker and darker and darker, guys. You know, there are some of us, a lot of us, that really do care. You know why? You know why that is? Because we've been through it ourselves. I've been through it. I still go through bouts of depression, anxiety, panic attacks, pain issues, or whatever. We all have our breaking point at some point in our lives. I've had many breaking points. I'm sure some of you have. But, this stream is not about me. It's about you guys being the light, being the ones who support people, who uplift each other. To actually speak to people that say, I am here for you. I know what you've been through. So, this stream is in honor of Mikayla Raines, the founder of SaveAFox Foundation. And if you don't know about Mikayla Raines and stuff, that's nice. My tablet went out. No, it didn't. If you don't know about Mikayla Raines, Mikayla, I have actually a cousin named Mikayla. I sound like a real Jerseyan when I say Mikayla, you know, Mikayla. Anyway, this is in honor of Mikayla Raines, founder of SaveAFox Animal Sanctuary. They're located in Minnesota. They do have a YouTube channel. They do a lot of fundraising through that YouTube channel. Please go. Oh, I should really set up a link. No, that's why I wish I did this in my studio. It's a lot less stressful. Anyway, if you have $1 or $2, I know times are financially hard for some, but go over to SaveAFox YouTube channel, say a prayer for you know, her husband and her little girl Feyla. make a donation, maybe $1, maybe $2, $5. You don't have to. Or just say a prayer and just say your condolences to husband and her little girl. That would mean a lot to them. And it would mean a lot to me if you actually went over there and said your condolences. Anyway. Anyway. I love you guys. But this hits home for me. In a lot of ways. But before I go any further, Ryder, I see you. You're working on a chicken coop, right? I apologize. I was not trying to ignore you or anything, okay? I wasn't. I was just trying to say something about the stream and about what this stream is about in honor of Mikayla. Jamie, I see you too. Thanks for showing up. But for everyone that joins the stream, please go over to SaveAFox YouTube. Say your condolences. Check out their YouTube and see what they're about if you don't know about them. It's not about saving foxes. They rescue other animals and stuff. But mainly it's foxes. And so my prayers and condolences go out to her husband and her daughter, Feyla. May God give you the strength and comfort at this difficult time, and may He give you the courage and fortitude to continue Mikayla's rescue that she started. On a side note, guys, I really wanted to do this inside because I want to show you Mikayla Raines' SaveAFox Foundation videos and pictures and her website and just to try to continue her legacy, you know, and it's sad. It really is. You know. So I was going through my YouTube channels, home, and all that, and I saw, SaveAFox channel, and all that, and I've seen her channel before, and all that, and I've seen her shorts, and at first glance, I thought it was like, she lost a fox, like a fox passed away or whatever. And then when I looked again, it was her husband making a video that he didn't expect to make. And so I watched it. First of all, when Mikayla's husband said, well, the board didn't approve of me making this video, to me, that was very alarming. It shouldn't matter if the board approves of a video or not. It was about his wife. And he shouldn't even care about what the board says. It was his wife. So how insensitive is a board if they didn't approve that video that he had to make, right? Something's wrong there. A very large disconnect. And I didn't write any comments on SaveAFox YouTube. I will probably later on tonight. So I went on to watch her husband reading off his statement and everything, and everything seemed normal, right? I think 3 days ago she was, playing with the foxes, and actually she was trying to care for a bobcat, right? And maybe not many people knew what Mikayla's afflictions were. She had mental health issues. She was on the spectrum of autism. He didn't explain all of her issues, which he didn't have to explain, which it's his right to do. But she was on the spectrum. She was depressed. She had borderline personality disorder. She probably had a lot of anxiety. Okay? And I'll tell you one thing, guys. When you put yourself on YouTube or any platform, whether it be TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, like I said, Reddit, X, anywhere on the internet, you are going to have haters and, you know, trolls and very unpleasant people that don't have no life. They have very miserable lives, and they just spew hate and the dark at people. I've been through it myself, you know, even on Xbox. That's why I created, back in 2015, Xbox bullying on Xbox. Even though people were, oh, there's no bullying on here. Oh, no. Yeah, but there was. And I was targeted a lot, believe me. I still go through it here from time to time. Sometimes, you know, it's like I'll play with them, and sometimes I don't feed the trolls. So, her husband was in very big support of her foundation, SaveAFox. And I'm sure he set up the cages and he did things that she wanted him to do. You know, and I'm sure he made a lot of sacrifices also. So Mikayla struggled pretty much all her life with these conditions, and nothing seemed to work. Maybe counseling, medication, you know. I know how it is. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you can relate to, these psychiatrists will put you on certain medications or whatever, and they'll work for a while and they don't, or they won't work, after 4 weeks or whatever, and then you have to deal with the side effects and all that crap, right? And it can be frustrating. But there's no real one magic pill to get rid of everything. And there never will be, in my opinion. But her husband recently, in the statement that he read, was she was getting a lot of negative comments. She was getting a lot of trolls. She was getting a lot of mudslinging from other animal rescue organizations and stuff like that. Really? I mean, and I guess it all comes down to envy and probably greed too, and jealousy. And so the friends that she thought she can confide in and that were close to her and whatever started stabbing her in the back and all that. I don't know the whole situation. I just know from what I watched in her husband's video at SaveAFox on her channel. So a lot of these comments lately were triggering her. A lot of her so-called support, her close friends that she thought had her back, were stabbing her in the back, making a lot of negative comments, and just a couple of days ago, I don't know exactly how she did it, but all I know is from her husband's statement is he tried to do CPR while the EMTs were on their way. Terrifying. Terrifying. And he even said, to these trolls and to these friends, these so-called friends, that, friends that, I wish you would see me, help her do CPR or just see her like that, or, would see her daughter, crying for her mommy and all that stuff. This should never happen in the first place. Okay? It should never happen. And he said, yeah, there were signs and stuff. There were signs. And I hope to God he doesn't feel guilty about, I could have done more for her. No, that was her choice, and I'm saying it bluntly, okay? I'm saying it bluntly. But I'm sure he's going through a whole range of emotions right now. Especially, the grief. Oh my. So, today we remember Mikayla Raines, not just the founder of SaveAFox, but a fierce, radiant soul whose heart beat for the broken and the abandoned and the wild foxes, right? She didn't just rescue animals, she gave them love, safety, and a reason to trust again. She created a sanctuary out of pure compassion, which a lot of people don't have anymore, guys. Okay? She made magic happen with a fox in her arms and a fire in her soul. Because that was her purpose. She found her purpose through all her pain. Being on the spectrum of autism, depression, borderline personality disorders, anxiety, whatever she was dealing with, she found a purpose through her pain. And even the strongest hearts grow tired. Even the brightest light can flicker in the shadows. Mikayla's death by suicide has left us gutted. Even for those that don't know her personally, or just maybe, came across her channel, right? Her suicide should never happened. And for those loved ones, like her husband, her daughter, her young daughter, for her other family members, for her actual friends, they may never know the answers why she did it. Yes, it was probably for peace, and she's like, I can't, we may never know. We can only assume, but we will never know. But to her husband, whose world has been shattered, to her precious daughter, Feyla, who may never fully understand the depth of her mother's love, we pray, may you feel the arms of the world around you. May you find peace. May peace find its way into the spaces where only sorrow sits now. May Feyla grow up knowing that her mama was a warrior of love, a guardian of the wild, and a soul the earth was lucky to know. And may you both find strength in the legacy Mikayla left behind. One devotion, beauty, and boundless love. To anyone else who is hurting, please know this. You are not alone. I'm here for you in any which way I can help you. Take my hand. I'll go on that journey with you. I'm fully committed. I've been that way ever since Mixer. If you are walking through a storm that no one else can see, and believe me, like I've said to you guys time and time again on the stream, you're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly cry, the insanity sometimes, but I still go off camera, right? So you're going to see some things that, you can't see because I'm off camera. But I try to be transparent with everything that's going on in my life. And because I do that, it's try to help you to maybe relate to what I'm going through, or what your problems are going through, or you can identify, empathize, maybe sympathize, maybe have compassion. You are not alone. If you're walking through a storm that no one else can see, Reach out. My hand's there, guys. Scream if you have to. Don't be silent. Don't go it alone. Your story still matters. You matter. You are loved. You do have a purpose. You do matter. Your life still matters. Let this be more than grief. Let it be a wildfire of awareness. Let's talk about mental health. This is what my channel is all about. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about addiction and recovery. Stop the silence. Stop the stigma. Break the stigma. And let's be there for each other. That's what the Queen's Light Brigade is all about. Being there for each other. Let's be for each other. Loudly, fiercely, unapologetically. And believe it or not, in her last final act, her final act of service is she gave the voiceless a voice. Let this be a lesson to all of us. So, rest in peace, Mikayla. Your light will never fade. It will still keep shining brightly. By your husband's help, and especially with your little one, Feyla. God bless them both. You know, I hope they can keep the sanctuary going. You know, do you think these people, let's shift gears a little bit, do you really think these people, the trolls, these miserable, wretched people that were her friends, her so-called friends, feel guilty about what happened? No. Most likely not. The world, you know, has a real big, huge problem, more than ever, because of the internet and because of the darkness of the world. The world has such a huge issue, a pandemic, more than the COVID, okay? With mental health issues, with suicide, with addiction. with mental health issues, whatever, you know, there are. Speak before, excuse me, think about what you're saying to a person, because you never know what could really trigger them to do something, like maybe commit suicide or commit homicide, do something very dangerous. I know I've said a lot of things in my past that I wish I never said. I can't take back. I even said something to my husband, talk about transparency. I couldn't find a lighter. This is just about a lot. It's about nothingness, okay? In reality. And I was hot, and I was in pain, okay? And Jim's at work, and I'm like, well, where are the lighters? Tell me where the lighters are. You know? He's like, well, use the lighters, that lighter stick I like the fires with. And that set me off. So I said to him, where are the real lighters? I'm not gonna light my cigarettes with that. I said, there's a reason why I don't do that. You know, like with the fires, you know, they have, you know, the fire starters and stuff, you know, and you pull the trigger and, you know, right? I mean, I'll use it if I really have to, but not. And I know he has a lighter somewhere, right? So I was like, ugh, you know, and I'm looking through drawers, I'm, you know, whatever, and, you know, and I found something. I said, yeah, see, this is how you appreciate what I you know, try to do and decorate for in the house, because it was like a crystal heart, and it was shoved in a drawer somewhere, and I was like, ugh. And so the fire was getting hotter and hotter, and then he said something about Walmart. I'm like, what about Walmart? I'm like, you know, I'm boycotting Walmart and stuff. And it was just getting to the point, and it came to a flashpoint where I said to my husband that's at work, because he said, oh, now you're opening up a real big can of trouble. And then my last words were, bring it, prepper boy. Flashpoint. Insanity. And it's not the first time, you know, I've said, you know, viperous things to people. Okay? So, later on, I was wrong. I had to make amends to him, and I had to apologize. I was wrong. You know, But with him, when we get into an argument and if he's wrong, he never apologizes. Very rarely does he. But anyway, that's neither here or there. I don't, you know. But, and the thing about it, too, is, like, Jim's stressed out about a lot of things. Like I've said to you in the past streams about, like, you know, like the house and the cars and all that. And I just, like, because I knew that was going to set him off. And I did it. My words were like a heat-seeking missile, and I just... We all struggle with something, guys. You know, this world has forgotten to be compassionate. Being respectful, being kind, being uplifting. You know, it's sad. You know, and believe me, guys, I must say this. I've been at this for a while. You know, I get trolls on here now and then or whatever, okay? I just laugh it off, or I'll play with them or whatever, right? But there are times, and a lot of us go through this that are streamers. If you're a streamer, if you put out videos on YouTube and stuff, and you see the comments, and you see, like, say, 100 comments, and then there's one negative comment and stuff, and you know you do it. You know you do it. For those that stream, you know you do it, who puts out videos. You could have 100 comments that are positive, uplifting, whatever, and then there's one comment, one little comment, and you focus on that. You know, it's happened to me at times, especially when I'm not feeling good, when I'm in pain, and then at times it rents space in your head, right? Don't feed the trolls. Report it. Block them. Even get rid of the YouTube channels that seem so negative, that come on your feed. You know, your home screen. Just say, nope, not interested, not interested, not interested, nope. I feel sorry for that little girl. I mean, I feel sorry for her husband, and I feel sorry for the sanctuary. But I feel sorry for that little girl. How would you react? if something like that happened to your loved one or to your friend. I'm speaking I'm speaking to the trolls, to the pathetic losers with miserable lives right now. How would you feel if, say, your sister, your wife, your girlfriend, maybe your close friend, kill themselves because of comments and all this other bullshit that trolls do? Or if their best friends or close friends that they confided in it for years backstab them in the back. People don't think about that. They're emotionally disconnected. Seriously. Because their life sucks. Your life sucks, right, trolls? Yeah, your life sucks. Oh, whatever. I have no wife. I have no girlfriend. I wonder why you don't have a girlfriend or a wife or a boyfriend. Or friends in your life. You have a miserable life. Your life is so unstable. Your mind's so unstable and stuff. I wonder why. Take a look in the mirror. And you'll find out why. Or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it would be too late for you to realize the person that you've become. This screen was so important for me to put out there. This live screen was so important for me to put out there. That I had to get my tablet out. Look, let's do that way, huh? How about that? People like me stand up for others. And I'm not calling myself self-righteous. I'm far from that. Okay? Seriously. Oh. You see my shirt? I know it's written backwards. It says, what character defects? I've been in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011, I'm sorry. Right? I'm far from perfect. I've come a long way, baby. But I have plenty of character defects still. Ask my husband, he would know. But I know I have plenty of character defects still that I'm working on. Progress rather than perfection. And God only knows I have a lot of character defects left to work on. Alright? I guess one character defect of mine is I have a lot of jersey-tude. You can take the girl out of Jersey, but you can't take the Jersey out of the girl. Love me or hate me, guys. Love me or hate me. That's just how I am. That's just how I am. Hold on, let me, so, of course, you know, Mikayla took her own life. And it's a devastating loss, you know, like for her family. And, her real friends. And even to the rescue community. You know, to those that are watching, listening, silently hurting, you are not alone. You are not in the dark. You know, reach out. Please, you can always talk to me in the chat in the comments. There is help. Take my hand. I'll go along this journey with you. If not, please dial 988. Trained counselors are on call 24/7. and it's free and confidential. So to give you a little bit about Mikayla Raines' foundation, SaveAFox. I will actually put the SaveAFox rescue site in the description. You can donate, you can sponsor, and you can actually adopt a fox. And all this information is on SaveAFox's website. But you know, she was hurting so much. She was hurting so much. She was in so much pain that even the sanctuary couldn't help her get through what she was going through. The purpose of SaveAFox is not a profit of any kind. It is to educate people on suffering of an animal that is perpetuated by the fur trade. Join us in helping these beautiful animals. SaveAFox does not breed. They only rescue them to take care of any health issues, spay, or neuter, and find them good homes. I wonder how Finnegan, one of her foxes, is feeling. Finnegan is a fox she's showcased on her SaveAFox YouTube channel a lot. That was her baby. You know. In the solace of Finnegan couldn't save her from herself. She has, you know, SaveAFox is on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can volunteer. Of course, you have to go through an application process for that. You can buy merch. Her husband said that there will be a memorial service for those that want to pay their respects. That'll be at a later date. Uh, just, it's really sad, you know. Uh, uh, so I'm gonna read. I'm sweating here, guys. I got this. Rough. So I'm on SaveAFox .org website, and I'm gonna read her. I'm gonna read you what she said about herself on her SaveAFox word website. She's like this. She says this. My name is Mikayla Raines, and I am the founder of SaveAFox Rescue. I have always loved all animal species, but I found my love for foxes at the age of 15 when I met my very first fox while volunteering for a wildlife rehabber. At the time, I knew I wanted a fox in my life, but I never planned on starting a rescue or even having multiple foxes. My love for these animals was recognized in 2015, and I was offered a captive-born red fox to bottle raise and keep, as captive-born raises could never legally be wild. Isn't that something? You learn something new every day. I didn't know that. Although not a true rescue, she was my very first red fox. I named her Feyla Foxit. Okay. She had some kind of sense of humor, right? That's my kind of girl right there when she has a play on words. And you have to have a sense of humor in this life, guys. You really do. That's awesome. So her very first red fox was Feyla Foxit. I'm sorry. Owning a fox opened a whole new world for me because of how often I would want to share about her with the world. I was then put in touch with fur farmers. Oh well. Fur farms are something I never even knew was an active business in the U.S. After rescuing my first 3 fox pups from a fur farm rejected by the mother fox, I had began my rescue. This required no college, although I already been going to college to be a vet tech. I didn't complete it as I left to save foxes instead. Much of my animal care knowledge was learned from taking those college courses and additionally taking years of wildlife rehabilitation classes through the DNR. So I highly suggest both. For my state and for what we do here at the rescue, I was required to obtain a few licenses. Captive Wildlife Exhibitor, DNR, Game Farm, and USDA. I kept a good rapport with the fur farmers as they are kind enough to give me injured adult and rejected fox pups to the rescue. But that is only where half of our foxes come from. Many of the foxes here are surrenders. Surrendered foxes are also captive-born foxes. They were once sold from breeders to someone for a pet. Most don't understand what it is like to have a fox until they have one. They are destructive and not fully potty trainable, which leads many to give them up. Even some good fox parents had to give them up due to life's unexpected circumstances. It's just like with that Shauna Rhimes, her friend's ape tore her face off, but that the owner gave that pet chimp, lobster, sushi, like steaks. It was a real weird relationship, right? I originally started this rescue on my own, but now we have money. But now we have many great volunteers. But there are still a few things only I do. I manage the rescue IG page, which is at SaveAFox _rescue. I keep up with our licenses. I still have a few things to... sorry, guys. I bottle raise all fox pups that come to us unweaned. I take foxes to their vet appointments, and I manage to fundraise. Fox chores. Building enclosures, fox socialization, Tower of Foxes, Facebook page, fox errands, picking up supplies, and funding, all I have assistance with. Of course, this rescue exists without all our wonderful sponsors and donors. And so that gives you a little bit of a history with how Mikayla became a fox rescuer. I guess we're cat rescuers. Anyway, I think Junior, which I think is a female, Juniper, is Preggers. So, I don't know. I can't really, I can get close to Juniper, but then I really can't get close to her. I think Jim can, but yeah. So, So she has like 3 other people. She had 3 other people working with her, along with her husband, right? You know what? So, and she was only 29, guys. 29. She was like, what, the Jane Goodall of Fox Rescuing? You know who Jane Goodall is, right, guys? She studied, like, chimps, and she actually had a famous movie to really shed the lights on chimps and chimpanzees and gorillas or whatever. So, R.I.P. Mikayla. My heart goes out to her family and to even the rescue team that she used to work with, and all the foxes she rescued and currently are there at her sanctuary. But yeah. So Mikayla Raines, the founder of SaveAFox, passed away at the age of 29 via suicide due to internet bullying and harassment. And she was successful, you know, and there's a lot of narcissists in the world, you know, that can't be stomached not having the same kind of attention and success, so they resort, right, into bullying people, trolling people like her while she's hiding behind her mental health issues. So, what I'm trying to say, guys, is, you know, if you're a content creator, a live streamer, or whatever, and just, just press the block button, press the report button, talk with those that are uplifting to you, that are real friends to you. Talk about it. Just talk about it. Talk the dark away, right? That's what Papa Roach's song's about, right? Leave the light on. I'm trying to create a wildfire of change to diminish the darkness of the world. And I know we're not going to get all the darkness, guys, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. So, in memory of her, guys, you know, go over there on SaveAFox YouTube channel. Even if you're familiar with her, send some condolences and prayers to her husband, her daughter, to her team at the rescue sanctuary, to the Foxes even. And I know for some, financially, it's tough, but donate $1 or $2 or $5 or $10 in support of her SaveAFox sanctuary. It's just sad. It's just sad. You don't know who to trust anymore, right? Pretty much. I mean, you could, like, be friends with people for years, and then all of a sudden, if they don't align with you politically, bye. They'll block you on Facebook, or they'll, block you on X or whatever, right? It's just sad. The internet, social media has made the world a darker place. And it's getting darker and darker and darker, guys. Let us be the wildfire and create wildfire change, right? And speak out against the bullying, the trolling. Speak out against the stigma, against addiction and mental illness of any kind. Speak out about injustice. Your voice can be a wildfire of change. And don't you think it won't? You don't. You do. If you are on other people's channels and you see bullying going on in the comments or whatever, report it. Stick up for that person. On my stream, I have 0 tolerance for bullying or trolling. 0. Zip. Nada. Because if you came here to troll, you're out of here, buddy. You're out of here. You have to do that. So, I guess, darn it. Hold on. I guess the sunset already set. Let me see. Let's see. Alright, so it's about 8:30 right now. And it's so hot, like a, you know, alright? And the sunset in Westport, Oklahoma, is going to set at 8:47 p.m. So, let's stand up. But I just want to thank you guys for joining me on my stream. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. You matter, guys. Just by you being here is enough. Yes, just by you being here is enough. And if you are struggling with drugs and alcohol and or mental illness, you can always talk to me in the chat. You can always talk to me in the comments and stuff. I will reply, guys. I will reply, and we can talk about it. The only reason why I stream is to help others. Just like with Mikayla's mission, her mission was to rescue foxes. And her foxes, her purpose, her mission couldn't even save her from suicide. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to me about your struggles with mental illness or addiction, please dial 988. Trained counselors are on call 24/7. It's free and confidential. And if you can't even talk to 988, and if you really are in a crisis, in a life-threatening crisis, you can always dial 911. You know, they'll come to your house. You can explain them the situation. They will send you to an emergency room. Most hospitals have psychiatric emergency services and stuff in one form or another. And you're not alone, guys. There is help. There is help. And it does get better. Just surround yourself with a lot of positive support. You are loved. So let's see if you can see the sun. Oh boy. Oh. Okay, hold on. Woo! My butt hurts. Okay, let's go. I don't know if we can see. Ow, ow, ow. I don't know if we can. Oh, we can. Yes. There it is, guys. I know the branches are in the way. I know the branches are in the way. And, I hope this gentleman that owns this house, that used to be Jim's grandfather's house, I hope he doesn't think. But there, crap, hold on. What's going on with this? There is the sunset. This is not, can you see it? Or is it, I think it's bent. Seems like, shit. Seems like this is bent. Uh, hmm, there you go. Uh, let me get a chair. This is actually Preston's property. Now I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there's some chickens out there. And there's the bulldozer for. Oh, they are building. They are rebuilding Gary's house. I think that's a wall or whatever. But they're starting to rebuild. Hallelujah with that. God bless him. His whole house and cars were like wiped out by wildfire. He had 2 months ago. And he's a Vietnam vet, and he raised 3 doctors. 3 doctors. And he lost everything. So I'm glad he's rebuilding. Alright, so like I said before, guys, this is Preston's property. I don't want him thinking that I'm spying on him. I'm not spying on him. I'm not surveying. That's why we're here. Right, guys? That is why we're here. I have to get here. All right. Oh. Sorry it took so long, guys. I had to put my tablet up and everything else and put it inside. Then I had to go to the bathroom. And I got some water. And so now, right now, I'm enjoying the sunset with you guys. And somebody else's lawn. And I hope he doesn't mind. So, enjoy the peacefulness and the serenity. Listen to the birds. Listen to the crickets. Just sit back, relax. Get yourself a water or an iced tea or a 7-Up or a Coca-Cola and just sit back, relax, and maybe close your eyes for a little bit. But enjoy, guys, enjoy. Maybe one day, guys, if I'm up to it, we can go right where the road is and maybe see even a better sunset. But I'll tell you one thing. Oklahoma has the most spectacular, marvelous sunsets. So when I'm out here, guys, and I see that, even if the tree branches are in the way or not, it actually brings me peace and serenity and calmness. while we're lo- while we're looking at the sunset, please, all of us, have your thoughts and prayers go out to Mikayla's husband, her daughter, Feyla, to all her foxes in that sanctuary, SaveAFox, and pray that the spirit of Mikayla will live on and on and on in the SaveAFox sanctuary, because they need a whole lot of lifting up right now, a whole lot of strength and comfort. We are with them in this most difficult time. I, Rocket Queen 71, and the whole army of the Queen's Light Brigade are with you and your family and your foxes. And may Mikayla's light bright shiner than ever. In the name of her cause, SaveAFox. And please, guys, go over to SaveAFox YouTube channel or SaveAFox.org website. Give your thoughts and prayers and condolences to her husband and to her little daughter, Feyla. And maybe if you can, it's not required, maybe donate maybe $1 or $2 or $5 or $10, so the sanctuary can keep doing what it's doing for the foxes and all wildlife. Thank you. All right. Thank you. I think the owner of this property. All right. Jerry's wife. Jerry's wife. Maybe. No, I think it's Jerry himself. I wish. Yeah. He's checking out what they did to his property so far, and God bless him. You know, I wish I could go over there right now just to give him a hug and uplift him and all that. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me in my stream to honoring Mikayla Raines, the founder of SaveAFox Sanctuary. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and I would truly appreciate if you go to SaveAFox YouTube channel, give your condolences, uplift her husband and her daughter, Feyla, and because they need all the support right now that they can get. They need all the love that they can get right now. You know, so that would be meaningful to me if you do that. So if you are struggling, guys, with depression, anxiety, panic attacks, symptoms of schizophrenia, OCD, or any other mental illness and stuff, you can always talk to me in the chat here. You can always leave me a comment. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you guys. Stay strong. And if you do need some help, reach out. Just reach out. Reach out. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to me, I understand, guys. I understand. If you have nobody else to talk to, I understand. Believe me, I understand. If you're in a crisis, like life and death crisis, please call 911. Tell the dispatcher about your situation and all that. Just because, you call the ambulance and, they'll send you to the emergency room and you talk to somebody, it doesn't mean they're going to commit you or anything else. They have procedures, okay? So, but at least get yourself some help, right? If you feel you don't want to go that route, 988 is a suicide crisis lifeline. Trained counselors are on call 24/7, even on holidays, and it's free and confidential. So please, you're not weak for asking for help. You're doing the best thing you can for yourself. So with that, guys, God bless Mikayla, and God bless her family and the SaveAFox Foundation Sanctuary. And I'll see you guys later in the next one. And, oh yeah, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Despite you being here, just by you guys being here is enough. Take care, guys.